Today's episode is all about chords. By the end of the video, you'll have new ideas to replace old, traditional, overheard chords with new, interesting, rich chords. Grab your guitar. I'll meet you right after this. Hello, this is David from Wallaman Guitar Artistry. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players around the world develop their musical personality on the instrument. We're going to talk about chords today. The approach is not the theory approach. We're not going to look at the notes that make a chord. We're not going to do any of that. We're really going to use our ears, and we're going to approach this like a kid or an adult. We're all kids at heart, who gets his first guitar and places his fingers on the neck and discovers things. Yeah, that sounds great. Or no, that doesn't sound great. And taking the great things that you discover and making them your own. We're going to work with a simple backing track, which is going to give you an opportunity to try some of these ideas. The backing track is available for free along with a chart that I'm going to tell you a little bit more after. This chart is very beneficial to unlock new ideas. It's free. Below there's a link, sign up once. You'll get access to this video that you can watch in the new interface with the backing track below, the charts, everything in one page. It's super simple. Just sign up once and you'll get access to this video and many other videos on the channel. Let me tell you about the chart. On the charts, you're going to have the major chords and the minor chords. On the left side of the chart, you will have the traditional chords. So I'm talking about C major in this position right here. The first C major that we probably learned. E major in that position, A major, all those traditional open cowboy chords. And then you'll have the minor versions of those. So you'll have an E minor like this. All those are traditional chords, the ones that you're used to playing. And on the right side, you're going to have a suggestion for that. So for example, if I take the C major, this C major could be replaced with something like that. Most of the times it's going to work. So, hear the difference? Now, for people who are really into theory, yes, I am adding some notes to the triad that you hear in that open C. I'm adding a major seventh in there. That major seventh is not always going to work. That's where you need to use your ear. But these chords are just suggestions, and I want you to explore and use your ear as you develop those. So take these ideas, these different chords, and see what they bring to your music. Now we're going to do this in context. I have a backing track here, just drums and bass that are kind of the starting point of a song. So there are two sections. There's that section that we'll call it A. So all that is A. Then we're going into B, the B section. Okay, so two sections here. Let me show you the chords that we're going to use. I'm going to play this with traditional open chords, the cowboy chords, the ones that you start learning. So the first one is an E minor. We have E minor, G major, A major, B minor, and C major. So if I play this over the track, it's going to sound something like this. Okay. Sounds fine. But there's a better way. That better way really has to do with open strings. The more open strings you can add to a chord, in my opinion, the better. Because open strings are brighter. If you play let's say this open string on the high E string, that's the brightest E you're going to get. You can play other E's on the fretboard that are going to sound like that pitch. You have one on the second string, 5th fret, but if I compare both, this is the open, this is the not open. You hear that the non-open version of it, the closer I get to the bridge really, the duller, the darker the sound. And as I go up, That's getting really, really dull. Hear the difference between this and this? Same pitch. One is darker. And if you can blend some bright notes with some darker notes in a chord, something kind of magical happens. Maybe it's due to the resonance, to the frequencies. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but it kind of works. So, for example, let's take an A major chord. This chord right here. Well, we have an open string on the 5th string and the high E string. That works. But if I play this now with even more open strings like this, things open up, right? The difference? And that really is brought out when you're recording and layering different tracks together. You can experiment with that a little bit. But that's kind of the idea behind these chords, these more open chords. Back to our chord progression, we had an E minor, a G, and an A. I'm going to replace these with some alternatives that, again, are in the PDF. In addition to the major chords and minor chords, you also have that chord progression that I played with the replacement chords. So E minor will become something like this. Opens up things a little bit. Then G becomes this. A becomes this. Pretty beautiful, right? And then after that we have B minor. This is one of my favorite chords. Very, very subtle. I'll show you how to play these in a second. And then we have a C. We'll play the C that I showed you earlier, that I told you about earlier. Listen to the difference. I'm going to play the first time with the traditional chords, the cage system chords, the cowboy chords, and then I'll play the variation chords. Take a listen to this. Beautiful, right? And then we have the B section, which you can discover by taking a look at the charts. Let me show you the A section, how to play those fingerings. The first chord that we have is E minor. What I'm going to do is play this instead. And again, you can analyze these notes if you want, if you're into theory, but we're not doing that. We're just placing our fingers and hearing what it sounds like. I've got my pick between the thumb and the index so that I can play that bass, which is E. And then I'm playing the first 3 strings. String number 3 is open. On the 2nd string, I have the 5th fret with the index here. And my ring finger is fretting the 7th fret of the 1st string. So we have something like this. Instead of. Same function, right? But more open. I think a combination of dull, darker notes and bright notes with the open strings here. Then for G, instead of having this G right here, I'm using the same exact fretted shape here, but moving it 2 frets below, and I'm playing that G with my thumb. I'm fretting the 3rd fret of the 6th string with my thumb, and then I've got open on the 3rd string. 3rd fret on the 2nd, 5th fret on the 1st. So you might want to get used to that. And that's another songwriting secret. If you could take an element, whether it's a lick, a chord, whatever, and repeat it without cloning it, which kind of happens here. We got this shape, same exact shape, right? So the listener's brain kind of has that, which is a perfect 5th interval in his mind, and then you move it somewhere else. The ear likes that because it's similar but different. And then there are opposite movements. So this part goes down, and the bass goes up, and that creates this kind of picture, this kind of mental image, which your ears relate to in a very interesting way. And then we have that A chord, which is 5th string open. You can use your pick if you want, or your thumb, it doesn't matter. And then on the 4th string, 2nd fret, my pinky, that's an extension here, is reaching the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then the first 2 strings are open. So we have something like this. The 4th chord replaces that B minor, which is barred, and that's like just dark notes. There's no open strings in there. The replacement is something like this. It's very similar, but I still have my bar here with the index barring the 2nd fret. And then my pinky is reaching the 5th fret of the 4th string. The 3rd string is barred, 2nd fret, and then my middle finger is fretting the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now, here's the thing. This one, if you play it as is, there are no open strings. So it's kind of dark. If you want to add a little bit of brightness, you can do it. It's a little tricky. You want to do like a half bar. So your index is fretting that 2nd fret. I'm going to show you a close-up. It'll be easier. That index is fretting the 2nd fret, but I am lifting it slightly so that the 1st string can be heard. So instead of having something like that, I'm lifting a little bit. See what's happening? The index is lifting a little bit so that it frees. This will be easier to see. It frees up that first string. You don't have to do it. It's just one chord. It doesn't matter that much. And then finally, we have the C major, which I'm replacing with a C major 7. And that one is played like this, with middle finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Index, 4th string, 2nd fret. Ring finger, 3rd string, 4th fret, and then the first 2 strings are open, resulting in this. And then you can vary those chords. I did that in the intro a little bit, but use the charts. Use this as kind of a guide, an idea generator, a generator of ideas, and really it's an exploration game. Don't just memorize those chords that I'm giving you, but use those as starting points. I hope you like this. This is a really fun intro to play because of those new chords. I think it sounds beautiful, kind of Eric Johnson type of sound. And then if you want to improvise over this, you can. It's all E minor pentatonic. And then you can blend those chords if you want. And so forth. All right, I might make a song out of this. I don't know. If this was your first visit, thank you so much for stopping by. I know this is a little bit different, but I hope it gives you new ideas. If you are writing a song and you feel that those chords are just so boring, change them. Try something else. Use that combination of open strings and fretted notes to create that openness. Thank you very much for sticking with me till the end of this video. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a new video comes out helping guitar players around the world develop their musical personality. And if you want to go a little bit further with building actual backing tracks, I have a masterclass that is relaunching right now, and the price is very, very low. That class was launched, I think, 3 years ago, and tickets were $99 or $97, something like that. Well, the price is slashed for a very limited time. Check it out. Thanks for watching. See you very soon. Practice well.